As a gym owner opening up your gym for the first time, if you don't own your building, which most new gym owners don't, then you're going to have to enter into a commercial lease. Commercial leases are much different than residential leases. First off, they're probably about 3 to 4 times larger than what you expect them to be. We've reviewed commercial leases that are 35, 45, 55, even 75 pages long. And you, as the gym owner who is ultimately going to sign this commercial lease, you are charged with knowing what's in the commercial lease. If you ever have a problem with the lease, you can't show up in court and say, well, I didn't know that was in the commercial lease. So you have to understand what's in there. And if you don't hire a professional to explain what's in there, you're left to learn and interpret it all yourself. So just know, you're going to get this commercial lease, and it's going to be very long. You're going to have to understand probably like 4 primary parts to the commercial lease. One is, what is your rent? If you have a gross lease, which most leases are not, you will just have your base rent that you're going to pay every month. It may be $3,500, whatever it is. You pay that every month. Doesn't matter what your utility use was. Doesn't matter what the common area maintenance fees are year to year or anything like that that the landlord has to pay for. Most commercial leases are known as triple net leases or NNN leases. Triple nets consist of 3 different things: common area maintenance, real estate taxes, and insurance. And those are the 3 primary costs that a landlord incurs when they're trying to maintain a commercial building, and they pass those costs on to you as the tenant to pay for them. If you have a triple net lease, just know that not only are you going to have your base rent that you're going to pay every month, but you're also going to have your additional rent that's going to go on top of the base rent. So it's important to understand this because you might go to look at a commercial space and they might say, well, okay, your monthly rent is going to be $2,500, but it's a triple net lease. And you quickly do the math in your brain along with your business plan to determine, oh, I can afford $2,500. That doesn't sound too bad. But then we look at the commercial lease and realize you also have $1,500 extra in additional rent each month for the triple nets. Furthermore, that triple net is likely going to vary at least every year, if not more often. So the landlord's going to do a reconciliation of their costs. And again, they're going to pass those costs back down to you. If their costs go up, guess what? Your triple net goes up. If their costs go down, your triple net goes down. So there's going to be some variability in the lease. So you really need to understand what your rent is going to be. You also need to understand who's in charge of different types of maintenance: plumbing, electrical. The big one, your HVAC system. You as the tenant want to be responsible, if you have to, for repairing and maintaining the HVAC system, but never replacing it. That's going to be like a $25,000, $30,000 cost if you, the tenant, are in charge of replacing the HVAC system. So whenever we're trying to negotiate a commercial lease, we always try to push that responsibility for replacement onto the landlord. Sometimes we're successful, sometimes you're not, but you have to know that and understand that before you sign the commercial lease. You need to comb through the commercial lease looking for noise ordinances. As a gym, you're likely going to make a lot of noise. And we see this a lot with if you have adjoining tenants. If there's adjoining walls, you have somebody right next to you, you're going to create a lot of noise, and you don't want your other tenants, your neighbors, to get really mad about the noise that you're going to create, because then they're going to complain to the landlord, and the landlord can turn around. And if you have any kind of noise ordinances in your lease, the landlord can consider that a default of your lease. So you have to be very specific when gyms are trying to open and gyms are looking to sign leases, that we either control or eliminate any issues that come up with noise. And the final big player is the personal guarantee. So you're going to sign the lease in the name of your legal entity, either your corporation or your LLC. So if you don't have a corporation or an LLC yet, go ahead and pause this video, reach out to us, because you've missed a step. We always file that legal entity first so that we can list the legal entity as the named tenant in the commercial lease. 9 times out of 10, that means the landlord is going to tack on a personal guarantee onto the lease. That means that you, as the individual owner, are going to sign the personal guarantee saying that if the legal entity ever defaults on their rent payments, the landlord can actually come after you. Rarely does this actually happen, but just know that you're going to ultimately have to sign a personal guarantee. There are ways that we can limit the impact of that personal guarantee if we get in early enough to help you negotiate the personal guarantee. And just know, in the long run, once you sign the lease is considered no longer negotiable. Once you sign the personal guarantee, you can always go back and renegotiate that personal guarantee with the landlord later. So, commercial leases, they're pretty big legal documents. It may be the second biggest legal document that you ever sign in your life. If you ever buy a house, that's probably going to be the number one biggest legal responsibility or obligation to pay somebody that you'll ever sign. Commercial lease is likely going to be the second one. So you have to understand what's in there. Know what your rent is, know what you're responsible for repairing, maintaining, replacing. Know what limits the personal or the commercial lease is going to put on your ability to run your business the way you want to run it, and know what your personal exposure is through your commercial lease. Those are the big four. But again, in 75 pages, there's going to be a lot of other nuance in there that you're going to make sure you get a professional to look at and make sure that you're not overly exposing yourself.